Hello friends, this is Bhavatosh here. Welcome to my channel, Perfect Analyst. So today we came up with another applications of total sales and calculate functions. And this is the problem you can see. So if you have a Power BI datasets with table having state column and sales column and also the date wise like order date. For each order date there will be a sales that information you have. And if you have been asked to create a measure to find sales for any particular state, so how you can find? So this kind of scenario if will come means how we can solve this problem. And it is very similar to the where statement in SQL. If you have already worked in SQL, or normally in SQL we use where statement, right? So it is very similar to that, but in Power BI there is no where statement. So how to solve this problem? It is very easy to understand because it is not a complex DAX function here. So I'm just going to straight away to Power BI and I will solve this problem. So this is Power BI desktop. I hope you are able to see my Power BI desktop. We have many columns, and as I said before, there are three columns we want here. One is date. Date may not be necessary. One is sales data, another is state wise numbers, right? So we have state for province here. We have state, we have region, we have state or province. Yeah, so this is the column for state, and we have sales column, right? So if this kind of problem will come, just think that you have to use the first total sales, okay? Because without knowing total sales we cannot calculate sales for each state, okay? If this kind of application will come, suppose instead of state they want city, instead of city or state, if country wide sales data needed, so in such cases first thing you have to calculate total sales, because there is no column here total sales. So if you go here in Power BI desktop, I don't have any column for total sales. Okay, only for each date we have a sales information. So that's why I need a column, or sorry, I need a measure for total sales first. So I will create a measure. So this measure I am calculating for total sales. This will be my first measure, and it is very simple formula, sum x. Okay, and sales data. So this will give me the total sales, and one measure is created, and this will be my total sales measure. Now next step is I need to create another measure for calculating the only for particular state. Only for one state I want the sales data, right? So for that I will create one more measure here. This measure name is I am giving New York State sales data, right? New York State sales, because I want the sales only particularly for this state. Okay, I don't want to know others state sales information. Otherwise, we would have created pivot table also that will give each state sales, right? But the question is here creating a measure only specific to one state. So first thing I will use the calculate function, and it is giving the expression and filter. So I will pass this total sales because once I know the total sales, from that total sales only I am going to derive state wise number or New York state sales information. So I am passing this total sales, right? Then it is asking the filter. So we need filter, right? What we are going to filter? From the total sales, I am going to filter only New York state sales, right? So I am going to use state. Okay, equal to double quote. I am using New York state. Okay, and I will enter here. So once I will enter, yeah, so this function, this is New York major is created, and if I click here, it will give me in this format, chart format. So I will use show as a table, right click and show as a table. It will give me the answer, New York state sales 751,885. So if you cross check in your Excel sheet here, so what I'll do is here we have a state column, right? We have one state column. Yeah, country is there, state, yeah. If you select only New York and total sales, this is the exact number, right? 751,885. If you go here, this is the number, 751,885. So this is how you have to use these steps to know the any particular state numbers. So this type of application will very frequently will come in your Power BI project whenever you are doing any project. And this is one of the scenario where if the question asked, right, or even if in interview if it is asked that you have a sales data, you have multiple city or multiple state data, I want very specific one state data and how you will calculate, you can use this total sales first to calculate the total sales. This will be the measure, and you have to pass these total measures in this New York example, New York sales measure here. And here you can use calculate function, and total sales measure is passed, and filter function, and you have selected only New York. This is very similar to your SQL where statement here. Okay, you cannot use where here. Instead of that, you can use only that particular column names, and in double quote you can use that parameters whatever you want the total, whether it's a state, city, or country wise numbers. Okay, so this is very useful functions, these three functions, and very useful case use case here. So if you practice this many times, then it will be very easy for it will be very handy for you during the project, like project, or even in during the interview. So I hope it is very clear, and if you have any questions, please write in the comments and I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much.